Today, we're talking about risk and return, the two big R's when it comes to investing. And here's the dirty little secret. Risk matters at least as much, if not more even, than return. Let's imagine that you win lotto. You win some lottery. You get a check after taxes for like $3 million. Let's write that down because it's such a fun number. $3 million. Yeah, everybody's happy. And you're so excited. And you start going on this crazy spending spree like all lottery winners do at first, right? But then after going through about $1 million of it, very quickly you're saying, uh-oh, I don't have $3 million anymore. I've got $2 million. And still a great number, but you're starting to think, well, I got to be, mature about this. I should probably invest some of that $1 million. And so let's pretend that you decide, for the sake of discussion, that you're going to take half of this money, half of this $1 million, and you're going to put $1 million in like a stock fund, some kind of a stock index fund. Like the S&P 500 index fund has 500 different stocks in it, something like that. And the other $1 million, hey, let's have a little fun here. You say, I've always seen these crypto millionaires. I'm going to put the other $1 million in Bitcoin. Now I'm making Bitcoin. It could be an individual stock. Maybe it's Facebook stock because you've always wanted to own Facebook. Doesn't matter. In the very first year you invest your money, here's what happens. And we're going to ignore taxes. Do taxes make a difference? They might. But for now, let's just kind of go over this. So here we go. Your stock index, you're up 30%. And you're like, wow, I'm a great investor because are you? No, the market just cooperated that year, right? Well, what about our Bitcoin or our Facebook stock over here? How did it do? That same year, that thing was up 60%. Whoa! Who's winner chicken dinner now, right? You're like, wow! And in year 2, we come across this idea how sometimes what goes up must come down. Well, let's imagine year 2 is a down year. This on the left, my 30% that I was up, now I'm down. It's down 10%. It was a bad year in the market. And maybe on the right side, on the crypto or the Facebook, also a bad year, but it's riskier. It's down 40%. But now it's 2 years in. You put $1 million in each of these and you start doing the math. You're like, okay, let's do a little math here. Plus 30 minus 10. I'm up 20%. I've done this for 2 years, right? Divided by 2. That means that I've averaged plus 10% per year. Not so bad, right? You had some ups and downs, but not so bad. What about over here? Well, plus 60 minus 40. You're up 20. Again, divided by 2 years means, oh, look at this. We have gotten the exact same return. Same return. We're both 10% both years. We are same old, same old. It didn't matter where we put the money, we got the same thing, right? I mean, that's math. Whenever you invest money, it's about not just return, remember? It's about what? Risk and return. Risk and return. This risk would be plus 30 minus 10. That's a range of about 40% that we saw between a good year and a bad year. What about over here? This range is like 100%, right? And we're like, that's more risk. Risk means how much of a how much uncertainty do we have? How much of a range do we have in getting to our final number? So let's go ahead, get a fresh sheet here, and let's do some math. So here we are. Here's our stock index. We were plus, and remember we put $1 million in, and what happened the first year? We were up 30%. What is 30% of $1 million? Well, that's equal to 300,000. So we start with $1 million. Right? And we're up positive 300,000. Hey, we're at $1.3 million after 1 year. And you're like, okay, hey, that's cool. I'm a happy camper, right? But remember what happened the next year. Let's change this to red to remember our losses. It was down 10% the next year. Well, what's 10% of $1.3 million? down $130,000. I mean, that's pretty straightforward. And so when we go through and we say, okay, after we're at 1.3 million, we're down 130. Okay, after 2 years, $1,170,000. That's where we end. Well, let's do our Bitcoin or our Facebook or whatever, we happen to go in the other direction, right? Let's do that one beside it here. In the first year, if you remember, we were up, remember how much? 60%. That's like 600,000. And we started again with our million, right? And so we do our math and we're saying, wow, look at this, we're at 1.6 million, and you're like, wow. But the next year, remember what happened? We lost how much? 40%. And what's 40% of 1.6 million? Well, if you pull out your little calculator, it is a minus $640,000. We add it up, we're at how much? $960,000. What is going on here? In both cases, we averaged 10% per year. Same exact rate of return. But remember, this one had a range of about a 40% when it came to risk. What was this one over here? It was 100%. A lot more risk, same average return. Somehow you averaged 10% a year and you lost money. How you feeling now? This is what they don't talk about. This is what people like Warren Buffett understand and what the average person doesn't understand. It's not just about this number right here. It's not just about the return. Equally important, maybe even more important, is what is the risk, right? Is it down here? Is it a 40% range of potential return? Is it a 100% range of potential return? What is the risk? Whenever you reduce this number here, you get this number lower. The lower you make that number for the return you're getting, the more money you have in your pocket. It is that simple. The whole financial industry focuses on return, right? You need to be smart. You need to also say, okay, return is important, but hey, let's make sure I'm also focusing on risk. It's like you're at the plate, you're playing baseball at the plate. This is home runs and striking out. Over here on the left, you're just hitting a lot of singles and doubles. When it comes to your financial security, a lot of singles and doubles wins the game. All right, that's our message this week. See you again soon.